Hey everybody, Lady Sparkles here for another awesome tutorial. Today I am bringing you all a tutorial that is all about storage. I'm sure you have seen while in the middle of building your amazing cobble gens with all your storage that your storage is still getting backed up and you're having to take the time to sort it all and everything like that. I'm sure you're sitting here thinking, I wish I had comparators so I could build an auto sorting system, but we all know here on Rainy Day, getting quartz is not that easy. We've all been mining our way to the underworld, very impatiently waiting for that quartz. But today, I am here to tell you that we are about to build an item sorter that does not require comparators. Yes, you heard me right. It is a comparator-less item sorting system for your cobble gen. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So, I have already built out my space for my storage area. My cobble gen is up there on the floor above, and I fished down some storage coming down from the chest that all of my items go into. If you do this, however you do it, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that this chest right here is one space above the floor. So you want to have a space in between the floor and your chest, and you'll see why in a little bit. Okay, so the materials you are going to need for this build are 29 building blocks. It doesn't matter what kind of blocks you use as long as you can use redstone on those blocks. 18 chests. That's for a 9 chest system, which is perfect for me for my cobble gen. If you want to expand, you can. That is completely up to you. 18 droppers. 18 hoppers, 19 redstone repeaters, a lever, a redstone torch, 3 redstone dust, and 10 item frames. But that is completely optional, the item frames are. That's just so I can label my chests at the end. And also, a little tip, you are going to need the redstone upgrade that allows you to place 25 redstone. This build takes 23 redstone, just to put that out there. All right, so we are going to start with our building blocks, and you will put the first one underneath your chest. Now from there, you want to count to 19. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. All right, so starting from this end over here, you want to take your chests and just start placing double chests down the line. And after that, we will be moving on to our dropper placement. So for right now, this should look like this. And you want to make sure that this chest has no block under this side of it. And you will see why here in a little bit. So now you take your droppers and you go to the first block that's behind your chest and you face the dropper to where the opening is facing up. So you want it to look like that. You skip a block, you place another one. Skip a block, place another one. And you do that all the way down the line until you place behind the last chest. Just like that. So now you're going to go to the beginning again and you shift, crouch, place the dropper so that the smiley face is facing down the line. So it's facing to the left. And you want to go down the line and place a dropper on top of every single dropper that you place down. Just like that. And if you did this correctly, you should have no more droppers in your inventory. And it should look like that. So now you want to take your hoppers and you want to put it into the back of the chest. So if you look at my arrow, it's pointing towards the chest. The hopper is going into the chest. And you want to do that all the way down the line. So each one is going to go into the back of each chest, like so. And once you get to the end of the line, you want to go underneath this chest right here, and you put the hopper under it facing into that bottom dropper right there. And what you are going to want to do is now do that all the way down the line. So you're going to have a hopper facing into each of the bottom droppers. And when you get done with this part, you should have no more hoppers. And if you notice, the last chest does not get a hopper on the bottom. Now, if you were expanding this, yes, but just know the last chest in your line does not get a bottom hopper. Okay, so now you want to take your building blocks again, and you're going to skip a block behind each set of droppers and place a block. So behind each set of hoppers, you skip a block and place a block. If you did this correctly, you should have one building block left in your inventory, and your setup should look like this. Okay, so now we are going to start placing all of our repeaters. So first, you want to place one behind each set of droppers facing towards the dropper. So you place it like so. And you're going to do that behind each set of droppers. And face them all just like that. And now what you're going to want to do is go back to the beginning and face down the line and place a repeater in between each building block like so, to where it's pointing down the line. And you do that all the way down the line, and by the time you are done, you should have 2 repeaters left in your inventory, and your setup should look like this. So now what you're going to want to do, so you don't forget about it later, is have each of these turn to one. You do one tick on each of them. One click. Just the ones in between the building blocks. You do not do the ones behind the droppers. So now that you're done with that, we are going to set up the redstone clock. So you go to this first block right here. You put 1, 2, 3, redstone dust. Then you take the last 2 repeaters. You place one towards the setup, then you turn around and you place the other one towards the wall or whatever it is that you have behind you. Then you want to take that last building block that you have, place it right behind this repeater right here. You take your redstone torch, you place it on the block, and if you see, it starts running your system. And then you take your lever and you put it on the other side of the building block. So that way, you're able to turn it off if you want to. Now, the last step is very important, or else the system will run too fast and the blocks will just skip over the chests they're supposed to go into. What you're going to want to do on this clock is click 3 times on both repeaters. So that way it runs it a lot slower, and you will see it now versus how it was before. So we can go ahead and turn that off. Because how I do this, you can either have this on all the time, but personally, I'll just turn it on right before I start mining. Then when I notice that all of the chests are emptied out into the system, I'll turn it off. So that way it's not just a constant click going and going and going. So now we are done with the main part of this. And your setup should look like this, and you should have nothing but item frames in your inventory. So now the next part is also very, very important. You are going to want to fill up each chest with one item in each spot of what you want that chest to be filled with. And I will go ahead and do that now and come back when I get it done so I can show you guys what I mean. Okay, now I'm back after just putting in the items into my chest, and I will show you guys what I was talking about. See how with this chest, I have a piece of cobblestone in each one of the spots in the double chest. And I did that with each item that comes out of our cobble gems. This one, because you don't get these as often, I split the double chest, but you don't have to. It is completely up to you how you set these up. And then I have it to where this last chest right here is a dump chest. This is how you are going to want to set up this system, is that your last double chest is a empty dump chest. So if anything, like special items or blocks, if you don't have a chest set up for them, they will just end up in this chest right here. And that's how I have this set up. So now I am going to take my item frames and I am going to place them. I have 2 items in that one. Like so. And then I will be putting an item in each one. It just helps me to keep things organized. Oh, this is the one that has 2. It helps me to keep things organized, and in my opinion, it's the best way to go about doing this sort of system. So that way you always know what goes into where. And I don't put an item frame on this last one. You can if you want to, but I know that it's where everything else goes. Okay, so I want to show you all how the system works. I am going to go ahead. Also, there is this option if you want to. You can go into music and sounds and turn your blocks all the way off if you don't want to hear the ticking from the system while you're mining or while you're down here. So I'm going to turn the system on. And then what I'm going to do, just to show you all that it works, so I'm going to open the top chest. I'm going to dump all these items in here. And then what it's going to do is once the items make it to the bottom, this hopper is going to push it into this dropper. This dropper is going to shoot it up into this dropper, which is going to put it in this hopper. And if that item is in this chest, it'll push it right into that chest. And if it's not, then it'll push it into this bottom hopper, and it'll just keep going on and on and on until each item finds its home. So we will give this a minute to do its thing. As you can see, it's already working. We are already getting our items into our chests. There wasn't that many of them to begin with. You can see this one even divided it up. And this is how you can get a comparator list item sorter system for your cobble gen. Awesome, right? So I am going to be doing a build around mine. You don't have to, and if you do, you can do it however you want. And please reach out to me. I would love to see everybody's setups when they're all done and the builds they put around them. I think it would be so beautiful. All right, so I was going to give you all an amazing time lapse that included the build that's now behind me, encasing the storage. But unfortunately, the footage was corrupted. Something about bad packets or something along those lines. I have no idea. I know nothing about it. So I am going to just give you guys a quick walkthrough of the build that I did before I end the video. So this is the build that I did. It's very simple. I didn't really go all out, just added some lanterns and some trapdoors and stone variations of walls and really just enclosed it and made it look very, very pretty. So I definitely want to thank you guys for watching this video, and leave me a like and definitely subscribe, and I will for sure see you guys next time. All right, bye.